Hey everybody, thank you so much for clicking on this video today. I'm coming at you with a plan with me video on how I am preparing to budget for the upcoming bills I have in the month of November. So as I've stated multiple times on my channel, I'm actually moving across country to Phoenix, Arizona from Virginia. And in the process of moving, I have a whole lot of utility setup fees, lost money from my company. My current company is actually going to be taking the $3,000 back from me that I used to relocate to Virginia in the first place because I'm breaking my contract with them. I'm resigning too early. On top of all that, there's the cost of the moving truck, gasoline to get across country, and so on and so forth. So I'm going to plan all that out and show you guys what I plan on spending in the month of November. This video is not going to focus so much on my cash envelopes. This is really just going to help me realize how much of my savings I'm going to be using up and making sure that I am prepared and very aware of all of the money that's going to be leaving my account in the next coming week. So I actually didn't have any extra pages in my planner to do this. I know you guys have seen this planner before. At the beginning of each month I have my income and then my bills and my variable expenses. But since I'm just estimating some of my bills rather than already knowing exactly how much I'm gonna pay, I'm actually going to be creating my own pages. So I'm gonna put tape on the inside of these two sheets and form one sheet. To kind of make it like nice and thick. And then I just bought this from Walmart. This was $1.99. This is what I'm going to use to hole punch each one of these holes and put it into my planner. This is a whole lot cheaper at $1.99 than buying one of the 6 hole punch Recollections planner hole punches from Michaels. Those things were $25 and I just did not see the point in buying a $26 hole puncher. So with that all in mind, let's start with the hole punch. This is very difficult. I guess I'm gonna do this off camera. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm all finished with that. I just pinched the papers together as I hole punched them, and I'm pretty sure they will work just fine. But just in case, let's test it out. Boom. Looks good to me. So just like I've done in a lot of other videos of mine, I like to use washi tape as kind of an accent. I just bought this from Walmart the other day. There's some really pretty like purple sparkly washi tapes, a little bit of metallic in there, some floral prints. So this is what I'm going to be using as I plan for my bills. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to make 3 columns. In the first column, I'm going to say what the bill is. In the second column, I'm going to list the cost, and then in the third column, I'm going to write when I've paid for it. So I'm just going to put a check once it's paid for, and at the bottom, I'm going to total it up. I also think that I'm going to split this in 2 and divide it into like moving expenses and then actual bills that are just I have to pay no matter what. So let's get started by putting some washi tape at the top. Moving cost estimator, and then I'm gonna try to see if I can use some stickers here. Let's use these. I'm going to use this as kind of like my center line. So my first bill is going to be very obvious. It's going to be my moving truck. I recently looked at the price and this is going to cost me $1,096.96. I'm also going to estimate that my hotel in Dallas, because that's where I'm spending my second night, I'm going to budget that $80. My hotel in Phoenix, because when I arrive there, I'll be arriving late at night, so I have to stay in a hotel. I'm going to give that $80. I'm going to estimate my truck gas to be $1,000, and probably food while driving. I'm gonna give that, like, let's say $75 for 3 days, because I'm probably gonna have to eat out a lot. So let me go grab my calculator and add all this up and total it so that you guys know about how much I'm planning to spend. Alright, so this is about how much I'm planning for the cost of moving. So that's quite a bit of money. I need to see if I can find hotels for that cheap, because I know that's kind of pushing it. And hopefully the Penske estimator for truck gas is no more than $1,000, but that's what the internet tells me it's going to be. So that is what I'm planning for. Next down here, we are going to plan for my bills for the beginning of November. So let's go back to that same washi tape I was using because I really liked this, and we will plan accordingly. And then I'm going to do the same thing up here where I write the bill, the cost, and if it's paid. So in this first one, we're going to do Virginia rent. So this is actually my lease breaking fee plus any water that I have to pay for the month of October, which is what I'm currently going through. I'm going to estimate that cost to be about $1,200. I also have to pay 1 additional day of rent in Virginia, so I'm going to call that Virginia 1 day rent. The reason why I have to pay that 1 day rent is because my lease technically doesn't end until November 1st. So 1 day's rent for me is about $50. I also have to pay for my utilities in the form of electricity for the month of October, so I'm going to estimate that as $60. In addition to that, I'm going to have to pay my car and my college loan, which totals to, I think, well, let's just write it separately. And then per usual, my cell phone is going to be $83. I'm going to have an apartment cleaning fee for my current apartment once I break it, so. And then last but not least, Arizona rent. Guys, the bills don't stop even when you move. Like, everybody at my work is like, oh, why aren't you taking more time off? And I just keep saying, the bills have to be paid even if I'm not working, so this is a whole lot of money. Let's total this up. That's a lot. I hope I added that up correctly. Okay, well, I just double checked my math, and I think it is the same. I think that's correct, so that's how much it's gonna be. $3,142.21. Alright, the last thing I need to do is put those little headers up there, so let me do that really quick. Okay, so this is my final moving cost estimator sheet. I think it looks pretty decent. I don't really like that right there, so let's see what kind of stickers I can do to kind of hide that. The good news is that I don't have to pay all of this at once. And in my new job, I'm going to be getting paid every 2 weeks, so it's not going to be as hard to swallow going a whole entire month with just one paycheck, if you know what I mean. The next thing I'm going to do is subtract the total cost of moving and my bills in the month of November from my current savings amount in my savings account and figure out how much I need to add to my savings account in the year 2020 and for the remainder of 2019 to achieve my stretch goal of $20,000 in savings. I know that's kind of hard to imagine right now. I would love to see if I could hit $20,000 by December of 2020. So let's get started planning all of that out. So right here I have the total amount that I'm going to be spending on moving and my bills. Then I have what my estimated last paycheck is going to be from my current company, and then I subtracted this from this to get my total savings lost. I'm going to use this sticker and call this my recovery plan, because that is quite literally what this is a plan to get my savings back on track. $11,107.49. Okay, so now let's break this out every month until December of 2020 and figure out how much I need to add, or how much I need to save each month to make sure I get to $20,000. I basically need to subtract this number from 20,000, which is what I'm going to end up with, and I'm going to start with $11,107.49 at the end of November. Then I'm going to add a certain amount each month to this number to eventually get to $20,000. So let me figure out what number that is and then add that to all these columns and figure out the total for each month. Okay, 20,000 minus 11,107.49 is equal to that. So that's how much money I need to save total during this time. And I believe this is 13 months because it's 1 full year plus the month of December. So divided by 13. I basically need to save $684 each month in order to get to $20,000. So let me write that number right here so I don't forget it. 684.04. And I'm just gonna do all the math all the way down. So let's get started. Okay, yay! So this is what it would look like if I added $684 to my savings account for the rest of 2020 and at the end of 2019. So the last thing I'm going to do before I put this away in my planner is add little titles here and maybe a little bit of like a goal reminder right there, but everything is coming together nicely. I really like the way that this looks. Okay guys, so now that I am finished, this is what is going to go inside of my planner. I think it looks really nice. I'm so stoked about this. I think that I'm going to love looking back on this and going through and crossing off things that I've paid. It's going to be absolutely wonderful. So if you enjoyed this video, thank you for stopping by and watching it. Please give it a thumbs up, and I will see you next time. Hopefully in my new apartment. Yay! All right, bye.